Hi, I'm Janelle Riley, CEO of Syvantis Technologies, a Microsoft Gold ERP partner that specializes in Dynamics GP, Business Central, and Dynamics NAV. This is the first of a series of videos doing a deep dive into the differences between Dynamics GP and Business Central. During this video, you'll learn about the high-level differences, some of the high-level differences between GP and Business Central. Since you're watching this video, you likely already know that Business Central is Microsoft's next generation cloud application, and that Dynamics GP will eventually be a legacy Microsoft ERP solution. As such, Microsoft has redirected most of its development resources away from Dynamics GP and to Business Central. So what does this mean for you? While Microsoft is still supporting Dynamics GP, you're seeing very few enhancements to it. There's one upgrade a year and not much is happening in it other than a few features and some bug fixes. On the other hand, Microsoft is developing like crazy on Business Central. Business Central actually gets 2 substantial feature upgrades a year as well as monthly updates. One big difference between Dynamics GP and Business Central is that Business Central was originally developed in Europe and has a very strong worldwide presence. This means that there are many more languages and localizations available for Business Central than for GP. So I should stop for a second and explain the difference between a language and a localization. A language is exactly what it sounds like. It's a translation into a particular language. By contrast, a localization modifies the application to follow local accounting rules and accounting laws. This means, for example, that I can have an American localization with US GAAP rules, but it's delivered in Spanish or French or Japanese or whatever language I would like. Conversely, I could have I have a client that's in Japan that uses Japanese localization, but it's actually delivered in English so that their parent company that's in Dublin can go ahead and see the differences there. So GP is actually only available in 3 languages, English, French, and Spanish, whereas Business Central is available in 13 languages by default. Plus, there are a lot of partners who provide additional languages on Business Central code as well. Similarly, there are 27 localizations available for GP and 24 for Business Central, but there are a lot of additional BC localizations that have been developed by partners that you can go ahead and access and use. So perhaps the biggest difference between GP and Business Central is that Business Central's underlying architecture provides for very robust development capabilities. GP, by comparison, is like a black box. You get what you get, and you usually only add functionality by purchasing add-on applications rather than like actually developing on it. So for example, let's say I want to add a field to Dynamics GP. In this case, I would probably buy Extender by E1, and then you would, in your case, you'd have to pay your partner to go ahead and add Extender, E1 Extender onto your instance of GP, and then go ahead and add the new field. The new field would likely be in a pop-up window, so there'd be like extra clicks for data entry. By comparison, your Business Central partner has a full team of developers on staff. So if you want to add a field to Business Central, your partner's developer can literally add the field in a few minutes and place it anywhere in the screen that you want. It's just so much easier to work with. So because GP was originally developed in the US, there is a robust blogging community that supports the application. So you can search, like if you're on Google or whatever, you can search for virtually any error message that pops up in Dynamics GP and get detailed information about the error and the steps to fix it. Unfortunately, Business Central doesn't have that same level of online information. If you search for an error message, you most likely are not going to find it, or worse yet, you may actually find it and the solution may not be the optimal solution for that particular error, or even worse, it may be incorrect. This is definitely improving. Over the last 3 years, been substantial improvement in the availability of online information for BC, but it still can be a challenge. So when you move to Business Central from GP, you might find that you need to lean on your partner more when you have issues than you did with GP when you could just go look it up online yourself. So GP also has a rich ISV, or it's called independent software or add-on vendor community, and they have some really great applications. The challenge with GP, however, has always been finding the right add-on vendor. So most of the time, GP customers rely on their partners to tell them who the best vendor is for their specific add-on solution needs. On the other hand, Business Central's Microsoft approved applications, they're all available for search on AppSource vendor portal. So if you search for AppSource, you can go ahead and look at that. Now, you still are probably going to rely on your partner to tell you which of those, which of those solutions are best for your environment and for your needs, but you do have a lot more flexibility to be able to find things yourself. As of a month ago, there were already over like 1,800 applications on AppSource. So, and then luckily on top of that, many GP ISVs have rewritten their GP applications to work with Business Central so that you can keep many of the GP applications that you already like and know and do what you need. So as far as CRM is concerned, BC does have a basic CRM system built in. You can track accounts and contacts and opportunities and some of your basic funnel information with that built-in CRM system. What you will find though is if you're looking for something for more robust CRM system, you would of course look at like Dynamics 365 or D365 Sales, which is fully customizable for your sales team and allows you to build out something that's going to be custom for what your organization actually needs. As far as payroll is concerned, that's another major difference. There is no payroll included in the Business Central. There is obviously a payroll module built into Dynamics GP. What I found, however, is that there are a number of really nice payroll apps available on AppSource for Business Central. And interestingly, when we demo those, GP payroll customers actually typically like them better than the built-in Dynamics GP payroll solution, primarily because GP payroll doesn't have really good reporting, whereas you can get much better reporting and key performance indicators from the Business Central add-ons. So I'm hoping that this gave you, let's see if I can get there. There we go. I'm hoping this gave you a nice high-level overview of the differences between Business Central and Dynamics GP. There are additional videos coming that will go into more detail into more of the differences. Our next topic is going to describe the many terminology differences between Dynamics GP and Business Central. If you're thinking, and once again, if you're thinking about making that leap from GP to Business Central, you're welcome to reach out to me directly at janelle.riley@syvantis.com. I have deep experience in both Dynamics GP and Business Central, so I can usually help you make that translation between the two applications. Thanks, and see you next time.